You know, there's this ghost that haunts pretty much every creator, every founder, every inventor out there. It's that little whisper that says if you just make something truly great, something really innovative, the world is going to beat a path to your door. But what if that's the biggest lie in business? What if the exact opposite is true? It's that famous line from Field of Dreams, and somehow it's become the unofficial mantra of Silicon Valley. This belief that a superior product just sells itself. But man, that one single idea is probably one of the most dangerous assumptions you can ever make, because customers don't just magically show up. You have to go out there and make them come. You know, this bias against selling, it runs deep in our culture. There's this hilarious story in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where all the thinkers and workers on a planet decide to get rid of the useless people. So they trick all the salespeople, consultants, and middlemen onto this giant spaceship, the B Ark, and send them off into space first. Well, that ship, full of all the supposedly useless people, it crash lands and ends up founding planet Earth. It's funny, but it totally nails this deep-seated suspicion we have of anyone who isn't physically making the thing. So this brings us right to the heart of the problem, a fundamental clash of worldviews, and you see this especially in the tech world. It's really a battle between the people who build stuff and the people who sell stuff, and understanding this conflict is the absolute first step to getting past it. Okay, so on one side, you've got the engineer. Their world is all about logic, transparency. A solution either works or it doesn't. They build amazing things. Then on the other side, you have the salesperson. And to an engineer, that world can seem kind of sketchy. It's driven by relationships and persuasion, not just pure function. They see the long lunches, the endless phone calls, and they're wondering, is any real work actually getting done here? But let's get a little reality check here. In the United States alone, 3.2 million people officially work in sales. To put that in perspective, that's more than 5 times the number of people who work in the entire advertising industry. So here's the billion-dollar question. If great products really do sell themselves, what on earth are all these people doing? Are they all just unnecessary? Or is there some hidden force at work here that most of us are completely missing? Well, the answer is that sales isn't just necessary. It's this hidden force, a secret engine that drives success in almost every field you can imagine. And the best salespeople, they're the ones you never even notice. It's kind of like this. We only notice the obvious, awkward salesperson, you know, the bad ones. But the masters, the true grand masters of sales, are basically invisible. Their persuasion feels like it was your own idea, a brilliant conclusion you came to all by yourself. I mean, just think about Tom Sawyer. He had to whitewash a fence, right? He didn't just persuade his friends to do the work for him. That alone would be masterful. No. He convinced them to pay him for the privilege of doing his chore. His friends walked away happy, feeling like they got a great deal, never realizing they'd just been completely and totally sold. That right there, that is the art of hidden persuasion. And this is exactly why almost no one in a distribution role has the word sales in their job title. Think about it. People who sell advertising, they're called account executives. People who sell customers, they're in business development. Investment bankers sell entire companies. And politicians, well, they're in the business of selling themselves. The bottom line is, none of us really wants to be reminded that we're being sold to. Okay, so if distribution is this super powerful hidden force, how do you actually use it? Let's open up the playbook. It all starts with 2 really simple metrics that basically define the physics of any business. First up is CLV, or customer lifetime value. That's the total profit you'll ever make from a single customer over your whole relationship. The second one is CAC, or customer acquisition cost. Pretty simple, that's what you spend to get that customer in the door. Now, the one unbreakable rule of business is that your CLV has to be higher than your CAC. You've got to make more from a customer than it costs you to get them. If you don't, you're literally just lighting money on fire. And this one simple rule dictates your entire distribution strategy. It works kind of like a continuum. Way over on one end, where you have tiny transaction sizes, you need a strategy that can scale to millions of users, like viral marketing. Then, way on the other end, for multi-million-dollar deals, you need a super high-touch, personal approach. That's complex sales. And everything else, like traditional marketing and sales teams, falls somewhere in between. And right here, smack in the middle, is the most dangerous place you can be. We call it the dead zone. This is basically a graveyard for countless products that are priced at, say, around $1,000. See, it's too expensive for simple ads to work profitably, but the price is too low to justify hiring a dedicated salesperson for every single customer. Distribution is the hidden bottleneck that absolutely kills businesses that get stuck in this zone. So how do you navigate this dangerous landscape and find the right channel for your product? The secret isn't to do a little bit of everything. It's to find the one thing that really works and then go all in. Let's just break this down. For those huge, multi-million-dollar deals, you have complex sales. Think about SpaceX convincing NASA to trust them with their rockets. For deals in the tens of thousands, you build a personal sales team, kind of like Box did when they were selling to universities. For products that cost a few $100, traditional marketing and ads are your best bet, like how Warby Parker sells glasses. And for super low-cost products, really the only thing that works is a viral engine, like PayPal's legendary referral program.
Let's stick with SpaceX for a second. You might think it's the ultimate engineering-driven company, and it is. But here's the thing, Elon Musk is also a sales grandmaster. He personally spent months persuading NASA officials to sign those billion-dollar contracts. At that price point, the buyers don't want to talk to the VP of sales. They want to talk to the CEO. It's just a perfect example of complex sales in action.
Then you've got the total opposite end of the spectrum with PayPal. Advertising was way too expensive for them. So what did they do? They created a viral loop. They literally paid people $20 to sign up and paid them again to refer friends. It cost them $20 per customer, but it resulted in an absolutely insane 7% daily growth. Think about that. Their user base was doubling every 10 days. That is the raw power of a viral engine. And all of this leads to a really stark, kind of hard to swallow conclusion. Most businesses fail not because their product is bad, but because their sales and distribution are just non-existent. You can have the best invention in the entire world, but if you have no way to sell it, you don't have a good business. And here is probably the single most important strategic insight of all. Distribution follows a power law. What this means is that one channel is going to be exponentially more effective than all your other efforts combined. Just think of it like a hit song. An artist might have 100 songs, but 1 or 2 of them are going to generate 99% of their income. It is the exact same thing with your distribution channels. Trying to do a little bit of everything is just a recipe for mediocrity. So the crucial takeaway is this: your job isn't to dabble in a dozen different channels. Your mission, your only mission, is to test relentlessly until you find that single, solitary channel that works for your business, and then you pour all of your energy and all of your resources into becoming the absolute best at it. And this powerful idea of distribution, it doesn't just apply to your product. It applies to every single aspect of building something meaningful. Because, at the end of the day, everybody sells. You're not just selling a product. You're selling a vision. You have to sell your company to potential employees to convince them to join your mission. You have to sell your vision to investors to get the fuel you need for the journey. And you have to sell your story to the media to build a movement. Distribution is everything, everywhere, all at once, which leaves us with one final, unavoidable truth. It doesn't matter who you are or what you do, an employee, a founder, an artist, an engineer, you have a product to sell. And if you look around the room and you don't see anyone whose job it is to sell, well, then it's you. You're the salesperson.